In today's session, I'll show you how you can experience the benefits of getting down to the floor from the comfort of a chair. Well, 2 chairs. But before we get started, did you know that you can work out anywhere on any day on SilverSneakers Live? From yoga flow to cardio and from dance to strength training, we have the workout you've been looking for. Click on the first link in the description box below to check your eligibility. Look for 2 chairs without arms that are similar in height. If you're adapting your movement while taking care of a hip or a knee, you can choose a second chair or a stool that's a little bit lower for your comfort. All right, let's get started. I'd like to begin using the back of the chair for support. So I'll take my second chair and turn it so the back of the chair is facing the chair I plan to sit in. And then I can use the chair for support. I'm opening my stance a bit, and then I'm going to sink my hips back and draw the chair back a little closer to me. So the first movement we're performing is a cat-cow or a modified cat-cow. I'm going to use this chair to help me open my shoulder blades. You can take your hands on the top of the chair or place them on the sides to rotate your shoulders out a bit, which I'm going to do. And then rounding the upper back gently, think more about opening the shoulder blades. And then round, draw the belly button in. It's a very gentle flexion of the spine. Inhale and lift, extending through the upper back. So try that one more time. So this is cat, focusing on opening the shoulder blades, and then a gentle rounding, and then lift the chest and find extension in the upper back. The next movement is a way you can access downward facing dog from the chair. So I'll start by extending my right leg. In downward facing dog, we feel length in the back of the body, but we also open the shoulder. So I'll scoot this chair forward a bit, placing my hands on the top, thumbs up or palms down, and then walking my arms forward. I'll hinge forward and really pull the toe back to get more calf. And then I'll walk the hands back up, support, and come back to center. Left leg on the opposite side of the chair. Now you can explore hands lower on the chair and elbows bent if you want to focus more on lower body. Let's try it one more time on each side. So just get familiar, extending that right leg without locking the knee, pulling the toe back, exhaling, inhale back up to center. Now you can hold each side a little bit longer to get more benefit rather than doing this moving, more dynamic, downward facing dog. Always watching the knee to make sure it doesn't lock. All right, now we're going to use the seat of the chair. So I'll turn my chair around so that I can use the seat. And you'll notice this looks kind of like the floor. We're bringing the floor up so that we can use the chair as the floor. Let's try a version of child's pose. So child's pose is a challenge in a seated position, but let's try it this way. So I'm going to do a wide-legged child's pose, drawing the chair a little closer in, and then with a neutral spine without rounding or arching, I'll start to walk my hands down, grabbing the chair, pressing the feet into the floor actively, drawing the core in, embracing, so that you feel great in your lower back, so you can stay extended, or you can bend your elbows and support. Just keep the spine long without rounding through the low back, and look straight down to the very back of your chair between your hands. So this is a great way to access child's pose without having to get to the floor. All right, let's add some rotation. So I'm going to hinge forward at the hip with a neutral spine. And then taking my left hand, I'll touch the outside of my chair back and just hold on with palm in or out. And then I'll gently start to rotate and revolve my chest to the left side of my chair. So feel the upper back open on the left side and the shoulder blade move away from the spine. Remember, nothing should hurt. Pain-free range, but it just allows you to get a little bit more. With your thumb up, you rotate the shoulder out so it might feel better. Breathe. And do you feel the stretch through the upper back? So adding that bit of rotation, side to side, watching your posture, making sure you remain neutral spine. That's it. So that's just another way you can access that pose. And I want to move into a pose that we do a lot in yoga, and it's called Pigeon Pose. So I'm going to scoot the chair away a little bit and show you variations of Pigeon Pose first without the chair. Because a lot of us have one hip we're caring for, or one hip or knee does something a little bit different than the other. So with your feet hip distance apart, step the right foot in and open the right hip. Or you can choose to cross the ankles. So those are two versions of this Pigeon Pose with the forward hinge that'll help you feel openness in the hip. To access this from the chair, I'm gonna lift my right leg to the chair, taking care of my ankle, inhaling, and then hinging forward. Now make sure this feels good in the hip, and this feels like a pain-free range of motion, chest up. So if you have the range of motion where this feels great, it's a great way to access the same style of stretch that you might feel on the floor. Lift your heart, lengthen your spine. All right, and from here we'll just go straight into a single leg forward fold. So I'll scoot back a little bit, slightly bent knee, or more of a straight leg, depending on you, just without locking. Now you can hinge forward at the hip and feel the stretch through your hamstring and pulling the toe back, keeping a little micro bend there. So let's flow those two poses together. Now, of course, that single leg forward fold, more of a pyramid if your leg is on the floor. You can put your heel on the floor and experience the same thing with a smaller range of motion. Exhaling into this nice stretch. That's it. Let's try the other side. I always like to stay even. So remember, you can step in and open. You can cross your ankle and open, or we're going to elevate on the chair. Whatever feels great to you. And one side may be very different than the other, and that's okay. So position the chair, chest up, where you can hinge forward without sickling the ankle. And you can support on the chair. You can support on the thigh without pushing away. Your knee might be up a little higher than mine, and that's okay as well. Just breathe. Then let's come back in and do a single leg forward fold. The knee can be bent, or it can be a little more straight, and just hinge forward. Nod your head, there's no tension in your shoulders. Support on your own thighs or on the chair. And then let's try moving back and forth between this variation, this half forward fold, this pigeon, into forward fold. Single leg. One more. Keep a strong core and a very neutral spine. It's easy to round. All right. So next, we're gonna put both feet on the chair. So this is getting really good here. So we'll find staff pose, which is more of an active core strengthening pose. You can elevate your hips a little, or if you have a shorter chair, this might feel better. Pull the toes back, make sure the knees have a little bend. You can hold onto your chair and lift your chest, pulling the toes back. You can even turn this into a forward fold, a gentle forward fold with neutral spine. Easy breathing. Again, you're drawing the belly button in and up. And this is a great way to end any yoga class. It's where we'll end this session today. In kind of a relaxing pose in the chair where you can focus on your breathing. I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, palm up, relaxing my jaw, nodding my head yes. And then notice your breathing in your belly as you find this final relaxation, this Shavasana pose. 1 or 2 more breaths here, just relaxing into the chair, finding yourself becoming very heavy. Take 1 more big breath. And then slowly exhaling through the nose. Did you find a deeper stretch? I hope you were able to find a new and different way to work on improving your strength and mobility. Be sure to continue to practice daily. Even a few minutes a day will help you feel more grounded, mobile, and strong. And until I see you again, enjoy new and different ways to experience movement, have fun, and for more movement motivation, check out our live classes at the link below.